Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Please enjoy the new read, and we hope it's informative. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today is the weekend. We are crushing it. We are crushing about every crush that could ever happen, and crush your soul, and crush the day, and crush the world, and crush it all. This is a continuation on our theme of who has a crush on me, but this time it is what do they look like? What are their physical attributes? Isn't it funny how, like, I knew at work, and I worked with hundreds and hundreds of people in this one building, and of course, being who I am, people be compelled to come talk to me and be like, Melanie, what do you think of this person? What do you think of that person? And it would be so funny to watch how they would behave differently around their crush. It was like they'd become a different person. They would be nervous, they'd be flushed, they'd have all this crazy stuff going on. And also you would see one person and you would think by their looks, okay, if that was the first thing you judged them on, they look composed and together and normal, right? And then one of my friends would come up to me and go, oh my God, that is the most unstable person I've ever been around. Like, one day she's super smiling and talking up a storm, and then the next day she looks at me in the hallway like I'm a serial killer and runs around the opposite direction, with no different behavior from the person that likes them. So you can never really gauge, right? It's like nobody ever there really had a true notion. I know who liked who and why and what was going on, but none of them could have ever guessed correctly. You know what I mean? And here's the funny thing. A lot of us do have a type, right? But it's funny because I married almost my opposite type in what I used to find really, really attractive. Like, I find Arab men and really dark hair and really dark eyes super mysterious and beautiful, like beyond beautiful. I've just always liked that look, probably because it's the opposite of like my red hair and blue eyes, and I just am not Middle Eastern anyway. But when there's it's again, and like Indian women, I think Indian women are probably some of the most beautiful women in the world. They are. When an Indian, they don't even have to try. It is something about big, soulful brown eyes, glossy black hair. I find it heavenly. I mean, I just think it's gorgeous. The men and the women from the East are just sublime. And again, Asians are gorgeous to me. They're delicate features. Wow, I love it. So let's see who, we're going to just do a 2 count here because I'm going to do some extra things on these 2. Now, who is crushing on you and what do they look like? And then we'll do Oracle card after. So we'll choose. Number 1 will be fire. So they look like fire. they have red hair and red eyes. Fire and wind. That's crazy. Look at these elements. So fire and wind. So you could also have it be, if you are a fire sign, that might be a good pile for you. If you are an air sign, that might be a good pile for you. Isn't this artistry so sublime and so off the charts? I got to spend a great deal of my day, well, mostly in my mind. I was there afterward because it was so beautiful, in our local park, and it's a rich fall day. It was like the sky was a million different color blues and grays, and I actually did some speeches for Patreon out in a field, and it was funny because I felt like a corny newscaster. I had an actual handheld thing, so people were looking at me, and it's funny when you're being observed how all of a sudden it's hard to be like very natural and chill. And then I was like, screw it, I'm just going to start singing and dancing so I can shake off this energy of feeling like I'm on the 6 o'clock news. It was so funny. But again, what does your crush look like? So number 1 is fire, 2 is wind. Look at that. Oh, I love those colors. I would just love like a big poncho with that on it, right? My friend once painted, hi Jill, if you're watching, she painted all these clocks and things on this jean jacket, and it was the coolest thing ever. We were only in high school. I was amazed by it. Okay, so we're going to start with number 1. Who is crushing on you and what do they look like? And I'm going to say, if they're male, they look this way. Look at that. Whoa. You could definitely be hooking up with your crush. I feel like they'll approach you when I look at this. Yeah. Let me see what we got here. Wow. Yeah, for you, for the fire is with the Queen of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and the Wands. When I see Wands and that being a fire sign, I see this person having warmer looks. I see soft brown hair, hazily eyes to light brown eyes. And yeah, if it's a male, I see them being taller and bigger in the 5'11", 6 foot realm. Very good carriage, polished. So a lot of them have like a beard or a small mustache, almost looking Scottish. I feel like a lot of them look ethnically Scottish, and some of them, it's funny, we're just talking about these, Indian as well. You know, very on the leaner side, beautiful features, fantastic teeth. Like that's something you notice about them right down. Fantastic teeth. And I actually feel like they might come to you with an offer. Would you like to go have coffee? It'll be a subtle offer at first because they're a little tentative. And I feel like it might be in a work environment type of thing or school, so they don't want to be obvious about it. Yeah, with the Two of Cups, I believe they will come forward and make an offer. Again, it's either a slender Indian man, perhaps Asian, and then also someone who looks sort of Scottish. They have that warmer, dark auburn or mid-brown hair with either hazel or light brown eyes. Yeah, very attractive and very rugged, but very sweet and natural. You know what I mean? Very laid back and chill. And again, it's funny that, and then if it's a female that's attracted to a man, I feel like she has dark hair and dark eyes. Again, slender, a fast walk. I picture this fast walk, a quick wit. I feel like they may be higher, if it's in a company, a higher up than you, and or some form of teacher or nurse as well. Yeah, if you're in the medical field, I feel like this might be a nurse or a dental assistant, but they have a crush on you. But again, very fluid in their walk. For the female, she's very fluid and has a lovely gait, and yeah, very cool. Yeah, not one of the people that are dragging their feet around and stuff. Very good posture and feet up like that. And let's pull an oracle card out for you guys. I really like that. That's funny how we got fire and wind, right? So now we have a soul retrieval. Again, yeah, some of these people that are out there that are crushing on you right now, it's absurd the amount of reconnections of karmic soul connections and twin flames that are out there. They're so heavy manifestation because people are being grateful for every little thing and they're showing it. What tradition are you grateful for? And I know right now in North America with our Thanksgiving coming out, that's what we say, what we're grateful for. And when the air is charged with that gratitude, crazy things happen. The universe just starts going, let's start it flooding the love, and let's bring this back. So the soul retrieval is, you're no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. Now, I've been telling people this too. One of the biggest blockages to manifestation is an old wound that hasn't been healed, and it's usually in the love realm because our focus is on how we've been hurt, how we've been damaged, and you go back and you reflect on that. Therefore, you're not bringing in this fresh love because it's congested with that old emotion. You know what I mean? We just let it go. We simply say to ourselves, this doesn't work for us. Who cares? Let it go. Really, it's true. If you're still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one. Get on that journey back to Eden. 100%. Your soul is like in a restful, happy stage. It's repairing itself. So it's saying, please don't look backwards and go, oh, men can be terrible, women can be bitches, this can happen to me, that can. Because guess what? That's a message you're sending out there. That's the energy that's being returned to you, and it's that lack consciousness. Instead, you're like, what a loving, great environment. I am thankful for this. Whatever. What knowledge are you thankful for? What did you see today that was beautiful? What season are you grateful for? What piece of art? What texture? Do you like satin? Do you like velvet? Things like that. Again, it is soul retrieval, and so it's bringing in that crush. You're vibrating on that energy. You know what? You're living with fire. You're out there, you're co-creating, and it's beautiful. So that's you guys. Don't forget to like and press subscribe if you're new. That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And go back and rewatch this and remind yourself that the capabilities and the circumstances are right there. Fantastic. So now with wind, so we're more in the air elements here, which I love. Who is crushing on you, and what do they look like? Oh, I love this card so much, the Nine of Cups. Ooh, Knight of Swords. Okay, I already get a very, very clear picture of this, what they look like. This particular person, if he's a male, he's larger in stature and is a little like willowy. I feel this look is a little more Scandinavian. It's a little red-haired or blonde-haired, but they look soulful. I'm going to try to match it with an actor that has that soulful look. A little like what are those, the Hemsworth brothers, like that. If you ever look in their eyes, like when he plays Thor and stuff and he's sad, that look, that super thoughtful, deep look. I'm not saying Thor's coming at you live Indy 500, jumping on your desk and being like, yo, bitch, where's my hammer? Because that would be crazy. But you know what I'm saying? Those film stars that have that certain quality, one of the most soulful looking actors, I think, and I love him to death, and I've loved him ever since he's been young, is Robert Downey Jr. And like, I remember going through that whole journey with him and watching him when he had his problems and feeling so sad, because I knew of his potentiality. And it's funny, when he was going through his martial arts and learning that, and that was one of my healing aspects and growth aspects in life too, was getting my black belt. And you have to because that has to be your focus. And the Eastern arts are very beautiful because it's all about beautiful traditions and mastering yourself, gaining control, letting go of your ego. So yeah, he's another one that, just that look, that soulful look, you know how you read volumes in their eyes. That's what this male is going to look like, because he has had past heartache and he's a very expressive looking person. Yeah, again, I see deep soulful eyes, but again, I see the color being lighter in that. And I also feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like this person brings their own weird mixed drinks. Like they like those weird health drinks, and they bring them all the time. Those weird veggie drinks are all different colors. They like kombucha. They like all those things. Yeah, they're really into it. So that just popped in my head. Now, if it's a female, I feel like, again, I see a lot of dark hair. I see a lot of like beautiful Spanish ladies. I see a lot of African American ladies that are just lovely. You know what I mean? They're warm and they have that like, just that glowing skin and that light in their eyes. It's amazing, yeah. And a peppy walk, like they're soulful and happy, and they're singing all the time, and they're thinking of music. It's very beautiful. I love that. We're gonna pick a card too. Yeah. So what? Keep your eyes out, because half of that. This is the spiral. Half of the journey that's so beautiful is recognizing all those little signs and people watching. Who the hell doesn't love people watching? I was in the park today, and I had to do some stuff for my Patreon and thank you speech for Patreon, and it was in video form, and I was holding a microphone, and I felt like crazy being in the middle of the park with this thing, and like kids are looking at me. So I just started singing Rock the Pony by Billy Idol and dancing around, and I calmed down and I grounded out, because I was like, I look like a 1975 newscaster. I need to slow my roll, you know what I mean? I just started being silly. And I feel like that too, when you start to notice these things and the little silly aspects of life, you're going to be really warm, and you're going to really start to notice that person. So the spiral's invitation is to renew yourself. You must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at old but unwelcome soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that the new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. Absolutely. You ever just have that little ache or pain, and the more you think about it, the more it's magnified? Let it go. Know that your body is going to heal itself, that your guides are going to heal you, the universe is going to heal you. You know what I mean? Don't harp on any wounds or feeling exposed, because everybody does, but people rarely pay so close attention to what you're saying and doing that they're looking for faults. Really, they're just sort of guiding through the thing. People have, they do not. I'm an intense observer at times. Like, I'll notice every last thing from head to toe, because I love to do that. And it can look like I'm scrutinizing people. It can make them uncomfortable. And if they're a total tool and I kind of have to get something done, and I'm aware that there's a phone in their hand when they're not allowed phones on the floor, things like that, I'll simply glance at them. You know, I don't have to say anything. But again, yeah, you're realizing that you're having this renewal and this growth. It's like a growth spurt, right? And it's like growing pains are hard. You're now starting to observe these people, and it's a little bit of a shock, right? It's almost like a light taste, like, whoa, this person likes me, this person's looking at me. Why would you ever think that would be a strange circumstance? Of course, we're all beautiful, cool individuals, and we all are different forms of energy that want to connect with different forms of energy. That's exactly what it is. It's that simple. I like your energy. I want to be near it. You know, some people make you feel instantly calm. There was this crazy worker that everybody thought was a serial murderer that we worked with. This guy made me so calm that any time I could talk to him or be near him, I would, because he was so friggin' mellow. But everybody's like, he's so Charles Manson-y, and I bet he'd be, you know, and everybody had all these theories on him. I'm like, no, he's simply this nice Spanish kid that lives with his mommy just happens to be 7 feet tall, has long curly hair. Looked, you know who he reminded me of? Deputy Dog. That was it, like the whoa, but so the energy was so syrupy and calm that when I stood next to him, I felt chill because he was very simple too, a very simple person. You know what I mean? And it was lovely to be around. Yeah, people exude an energy that we just chime along with beautifully, or it repels us for sure. So I love that for you guys. Amazing, amazing. So, so great. So don't forget to press subscribe and like right now. Do that, do it. And all my links are below if you guys need a private read. Yeah, get signed up for your Halloween read. I'm so excited. Space are going to fill up, so I want to, that is when the veil is thinnest, and it is an amazing time for crystal clear, terrific, harmonic reads for sure. Don't you love that fire? I want my wall to look like that, right? Look, and there's actually a ring. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings stuff for sure. I love circles. I feel like they're symbolic of growth, and all you guys are growing and manifesting. Again, remember, what are you grateful for today? That's what we're working on. Okay, talk to you later.